I'm remembering a quote from comedian Lily Tomlin. She said, "The problem with winning the rat race is realizing that you're just a rat." And so I'm choosing music today about relaxing and letting go of burdens. And we'll start with this song called "Let It Be Easy." I used to run around, beat myself to the ground. I thought that this was meant to be. I thought that true success was having so much stress, till I heard a voice calling to me. Said, "Let it be easy. Let it be easy. I'm gonna make the choice and trust that voice. Let it be easy. Now that I see the light, I won't work all day and night. I vow to take good care of me. You don't need to run a race. I'm choosing ease and grace, enjoying the ride effortlessly. I say, let it be easy. Let it be easy. I'm gonna make a choice to trust my voice. Let it be easy. The job done easy while I'm having fun. Easy every day. Easy, it's my only way. Let it be easy. Be easy. I'm gonna make the choice to trust my voice. Let it be easy. Yeah. I'm gonna make a choice to trust my voice. Let it be easy. Let's stand. Thank you very much. Everything this week can be easy. That's my affirmation. Let's stand and affirm what we know to be true. God is good, and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled, joy profound, in a world where many
community. Good morning. Is my mic on? Okay. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and it is my delight to serve as the minister here alongside all of you, where we are creating this beautiful space for unconditional love and transformation. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time, either here in person or online, we're grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come here as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we all share through the holy presence within us and all around us that we call God. And in this spirit of community, we enfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We want to especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you're in the room, please raise your hand and we will bring you a visitor packet. And we invite you to stay after for fellowship, coffee following our service. And if you're online, we invite you to go to unitybonair.org to see all the activities that are happening here. Oh my God, I forgot my joke. Zita, would you run in my office? It's on the top right of my desk. It's a little complicated, or I just do it from memory, but sometimes I need a little help. So maybe we'll start with our prayer and then we'll do a closing joke. So let's take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Allow your consciousness to go into your heart space. And breathe in that presence of love, that presence of peace. Take one more deep breath. I breathe in love. I breathe out peace. And as we sit in this stillness, we remember the truth of who we are. We are expressions of the divine. The Christ light is shining within us, through us, as us. We just let the room fill with the power of this love. We open our hearts. We send our love out and receive love from others. Feel this deep essence within. And as we create this circle of love, we bring into it our members who are going through healing or other circumstances. We hold Carol, Silas, Taylor, and Ethan, Tony Cacioppo, Paige Clark, Myra, Teresa, Captain Tom, Hannah and Stephen, Kathy and Gary McGill, Anne, Linda Patterson, Edwina, Jody, Deb, Margot, Billy, Beverly Wooldridge, Russ and Linda, Anne, and Clara. We hold them in the midst of this divine love, divine light, and imagine for them this wholeness that is the truth of their being flooding their consciousness, flooding every cell of their body or every part of their circumstance, and coming to rest in harmony, in peace, in the knowing that what they need will be provided. And we continue to unfold our world. We especially hold our country this week as we go through the election process. For those who are anxious, we see peace. Then we move beyond the borders of our country to our world. All those places that are experiencing the effects of war, we hold these beloveds in the light of Christ. And we see our world continuing to come to a place where conversation, not military power, is how we deal with disturbances. Now we imagine our children, and we welcome Susan and Howard's new grandbaby who arrived on Friday. We welcome River and give him our blessings. We see our children from around the world, every different color, every different nationality. We hold for them the joy of growing up and becoming all that they can be in the power and the presence of love. And as we close, we think of those whom we love. If anybody has been left out, we say their name silently or aloud now for these blessings. And then we think of things for which we are grateful, things that we appreciate. We just let our vibration rise up as we feel blessed. We close with our usual prayer. We'll say, I am grateful 3 times. Please join me. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Thank you. Oop, it's in the same one, but we'll use one of these.
Divine order.
Okay, so we'll go with this one. I had a Halloween one that was complicated, but we'll go. This one's short and sweet. So somebody has well said that there are only 2 kinds of people in the world. There are those who wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning, Lord." And there are those who wake up in the morning and say, "Good Lord, it's morning." And I want to share with you who our flowers are here for today. So James Tenney has put these in memory of his beloved wife, Sandy. So we celebrate the gift of love and light that she was to him and his family. And do we have our statement up? Please join with me in affirming what we know to be true. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. And then, just a second here. So I have a priority announcement. So it's about all the stuff that's happening today. We want you to come at the end of the service and go have some goodies in the fellowship hall. The men are taking care of us today, and they're grilling hot dogs so you can stay and do sacred service. Isn't that wonderful? We have 2 opportunities for you. people will be working outside putting up our angel wings for the Christmas illumination and lights on bushes and trees. So especially if you have monkey-like tendencies, please go outside. We're looking forward to working with you. And if you would like to stay inside, the women are making the Christmas jewelry that they do each year as a fundraiser. And you don't have to have any experience. If you've never done a Women of Unity project, it doesn't matter. Come on, you'll be given instruction and you'll have fun for doing both of these things. So please come and join us. And the same is true for next Sunday. Thanksgiving is so late this year. It's the last week. And our grand illumination is the first week in December. So we're getting everything in place and we're going to have great fun doing it. All right, and now we're back to music.
All right, let's stand. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. All right, here we go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Good morning, Unity.
Good morning.
And welcome to Daylight Savings Time, where it gets dark at 4 p.m. Anybody else have so much time on their hands this morning they didn't know what to do? I did. Okay. So our transformational opportunities. Today, opportunity and excitement abound. As Rev Patty shared a few moments ago, we will enjoy refreshments, string lights, make earrings, and more. Plan to stay after service, or if you're online, drive on over. There will be lots of fun and fellowship as we move with love and action to prepare for the holiday season. Also today, you can sit and knit for a bit. No experience is necessary and supplies are provided. Our prayer shawl ministry makes a difference for our congregants and the community. Join us in the lobby at 12:15. Our fall food drive has begun, and we're collecting items with an emphasis on children. There's a list of preferred foods on the table outside the sanctuary doors and the donation boxes in the hall just across from the bookstore. Thank you in advance for all your contributions. We're in the midst of the Christmas Mother season, too. We have adopted 3 families and have volunteer opportunities for shopping, wrapping, and delivering. You may also contribute by donating online or by noting Christmas Mother on any love offerings for this campaign. Sign-up sheets are in the hallway, and you can check in with Rhonda Young, our Christmas Mother, for more information. All right. So here is a special prayer time this week in honor of Election Day. Monday at noon, Zoom prayer for 15 minutes. Link is on the table to take home or call Patty. At 6:30 in person, also on Monday, in a very quiet, calming, 30-minute time to center in love and hold peace for our country and our world. And I assume that's here. Yes, that's here. And don't forget, next Friday is movie night. And let me tell you about the movie. The movie is at 7 p.m., and it's called Illusion, starring Kirk Douglas and Michael Gorgian. Has anybody seen this movie? This movie is fabulous. This is one you're want to come and see in person. A Hollywood director is nearing death, and he sees his son that he never acknowledged in different periods of his son's life. He's met by the ghost of his old film editor, who shows him his son and how the director can find love again. It's a great film about love and redemption, and this was Kirk Douglas's last film. So it is well worth seeing. We're doing amazing things here at UCBA. Be sure to keep up with us by checking your e-news, our website, and follow us on Facebook. Okay, and now for the daily word. And the daily word for today is seasons. Throughout the seasons of life, my Christ light shines brightly. When winter follows the autumn harvest and the sun's light grows weaker, what may resemble barren land is actually a time of rest, a preparation for a new cycle of seasons. The sun's light and warmth change in ways that perfectly suit each season. My life, like the planet Earth, moves through seasons. The awakening of wonder in childhood, exciting and sometimes stormy growth during adolescence and early adulthood, the achievements of my middle years, and the fulfillment that maturity can bring. The Christ presence, the divine light within me, is my unfailing source of strength, understanding, and comfort in every season of life. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." Genesis 1:14. So our affirmation is, throughout the seasons of life, my Christ light shines brightly. We're going to say this together 3 times. Throughout the seasons of life, my Christ light shines brightly. Throughout the seasons of life, my Christ light shines brightly. Throughout the seasons of life, my Christ light shines brightly. And so it is. You all sounded great. Okay, now back to the music.
Lay it down, set it free, let my heart rest and let it be. Lay it down, set it free, lay it down on the altar of love. I was walking through a season of dark and lonely change, where the world was on my shoulders and my faith was rearranged. I knew I'd never be given more than I could bear, and Spirit reassured me there was an answer to my prayer. If I lay it down, set it free. Go ahead and sing with me if you know it. Let my heart rest and let it be. Lay it down, set it free. Lay it down on the altar of love. So every single moment I am left with the choice to stay in separation or to listen to the voice that beckons me to open and be grateful for every day. It gently reminds me there can be another way if I lay it down, set it free. Let my heart rest and let it be. Lay it down and set it free. Lay it down on the altar of love. Oh, lay it down for me, Leon. Lay it down. Set it free. Let my heart rest and let it be, let it be, let it be. Lay it down, set it free. Lay it down on the altar of love. You got to lay it down on the altar of love. Come on, lay it down on the altar of love. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless us all.
Thank you. Well, we're so grateful for Julie and Lucy and Leon and Claudia. We are so blessed. So, would you like to be infused with new energy, with new life, and with a great big open heart? Yes. Well, here's the ticket. The power of release, and that's what we're going to be talking about all month. So I'm given just some basics today. Then next Sunday we're going to have some particulars on forgiveness. So we know the power of release is letting go of things that no longer serve you or prevent you from living your best life. It can also refer to releasing harmful behaviors, mindsets, and collective practices that harm the planet and others. So here are some ways to practice the power of release. To let go of negative thinking, doubts, fear, and feelings of inadequacy. So all of us, I think probably on a daily basis, at least I seem to, have to deal with that kind of thing. And you know how you get in your mind, somebody said something or done something and you're just steaming, and it's like, call it the hamster wheel in our mind, you're just going over and over and over. The way to get past that is to consciously choose to release going around and around on that and say, allowing ourselves to make another choice, because each moment has the power of choice in it. To stop criticizing ourselves or others, to make room for new opportunities and circumstances, to release attachments to the past and anxiety about the future. We know Christ was one who taught about and walked and lived about being in the present moment. And so powerful to just stand right where we are and deal with what is right before us instead of dragging baggage from the past with us or creating baggage about the future. To forgive others and ourselves, and to claim the freedom to choose your beliefs and thoughts. So some of these things we're carrying along has been put out there by society, some of it by our parents, some of it by our friends, and we can look at that, hold it up, and say, that idea, that thought is not serving me. Unity teaches that releasing what no longer serves you allows you to participate in life more fully and feel more alive. It really is a way of getting back in touch with our joy. Releasing is a spiritual practice that changes you or me from the inside out. It helps us eliminate error and expand the goodness in our lives. William March, who wrote the wonderful book on the 12 spiritual powers, suggests one of the greatest ways to release fear or worry is to invite Spirit to remove it for you with the statement, I let go and I let God. Then physically relax. We do the stuff we do at the beginning of our prayer time. Take a deep breath. We relax our muscles. Deliberately loosen those muscles and relax your concerns. To your delight, you will feel the tie that binds you to the outer conditions loosens when we loosen up inside in our consciousness. When we release, we create a vacuum. So we want to follow up with an affirmation of that which we want to hold in mind. For instance, I am standing in the power of faith. I am standing in the power of love. I am filled with joy and purpose. I am light and love and filled with the power of God. We release and then we declare. We do it over and over until those thoughts no longer have a grip on us, and then we lean into our good. That's the power of releasing and declaring, claiming the good we want to be walking around in, and releasing all those habits, patterns, things that hold us in limitation. So here's a story from Hebrew Scriptures about limitation. When morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, Arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city. But he lingered, so the men seized him and his wife and his 2 daughters by the hand, and the Lord being merciful to him, they brought him forth and set him outside the city. And when they had brought them forth, they said, Flee for your life. Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Flee to the hills, lest you be consumed by fire. But Lot's wife behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. So what does this mean metaphysically? The story of Lot's wife is an extreme example of one who has failed to develop their God-given faculty of release, because this woman simply would not let go of her old life, even under the pressing emergency of the destruction of the two cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. She suffered not only mentally, but physically. She missed the opportunity to start a new life in a new place. Mentally, she was trying to hold on to the past with all its negation, and her whole being was preserved in limitation. So that's the image of the salt. In Old Testament times, salt was used as a preservative. So when we refuse to do, as Claudia said, make it easy, right? Then we get, that's not good. Not good things happen. All of us know what it's like to be stuck in a horrible pattern or way of thinking. We get angry, resentful, or really hurt, and we just keep going over and over and over. It's a horrible trip in hell, and we are the only ones who can choose a different path. It's easy to fall in the pattern followed by Lot's wife. If we are going to develop our spiritual faculties, we may include, along with all the others, this power of release. And, it's so simple, and yet we trip up on it all the time. I release and I let go, and then I declare. It's a two-step process. This ability enables us to cleanse and purify the whole being and know life as an adventure instead of this thing you're dragging all your stuff around with you. Charles Fillmore explains, it is just as necessary that one should learn to let go of thoughts, conditions, and substances in consciousness, body, and affairs when they have served their purpose, and one no longer needs them, as it is that one should lay hold of new ideas and new substances to meet one's daily requirements. So again, he's using that same two-step pattern. I release and I declare. You allow the new ideas, thoughts, patterns to come forward and name them. Step into them. So I have this beautiful example that I found on social media right after Hurricane Helene. It's a story about a man named David Jones who was on his way to Johnson City, Tennessee for his daughter's wedding. And the traffic came to a screeching halt on Interstate 26. The reality hit him that he may not make it to his daughter's big day. The highway was closed after Helene's record storm had caused widespread destruction. So Jones stopped and asked a nearby state trooper if there was an alternate way to get there. Nobody is getting to Johnson City, the office told him, about 2 a.m. That's in the morning of the day of the wedding. Roads were closed, bridges had collapsed, and debris was everywhere. So Jones, who's age 64, was not deterred. He kept playing the same thing over and over in his head. My daughter is getting married at 11, and I am going to walk her down the aisle. It gave him the motivation he needed. So he's using this nowhere did it say he was in unity, but he's using this two-step process. He's having somebody say, nobody's getting in there, forget it, Jack, and he's saying, I'm walking my daughter down the aisle, I'm not listening to that. By the grace of God and a lot of work, I've lost a page here. Okay, he left his home in South Carolina around 7 p.m. for what's normally a 2-hour drive. So he hit closed road after closed road. He kept getting taken off the interstate, then he'd get back on, then he'd go back. So what was usually an hour and a half to 2 hours was a 7-hour drive. The officer had told him he wasn't going to get there. He wasn't going to go for that. He parked his car at the bottom of an exit ramp, grabbed his backpack, shaving kit, underwear, socks, and a windbreaker and started walking. He was 27 miles away. Off I went with my cell phone light guiding the way, he said, adding that he did not have cell service for any of this journey. So, like, if he were me, he would have really been in trouble because I have no sense of direction. But he said it seemed daunting, but he gave himself a pep talk. I've run marathons. I can do this. I'm going to be there if at all human possible, he told himself. It wasn't a question of if. It was a question of getting through it and when. So the time was ticking, and the roads were full of hazards, and he came to a section where the road was washed out, and it was starting to get worse. He reached a massive pile of debris about 7 feet high, and when he tried to go around it, he stepped in thick mud that swallowed both his feet and legs up to his knees. I couldn't move, he said. A backhoe came by to clean up the debris, and Jones said he was not visible to the driver. He realized just how close he was to being hit. There were some audible prayers at this point, he says. Again, he kept rehearsing his sentence. My daughter is getting married at 11, and I am walking her down the aisle. So he got his one leg out of the mud, but it sucked the shoe off. He knew he was going to need that shoe to keep getting down the road. So when both legs were freed, he managed to dig his shoe out and proceed to crawl on his hands and knees over the debris until he made it to solid ground, then continued on his trek. Since there were no cell service, he was a little familiar with the area, and he knew he needed to stay on that road. As he was about to reach a town, a state trooper pulled up and offered him a ride to the Irwin Town Hall, about 2 miles away. He got right in. He started talking to the man, adding that he paused briefly to refuel with an energy drink and a power bar he had bought at a convenience store. Now he's about 16 miles away from his destination. He stepped onto a 2-lane highway that leads directly to Johnson City. He picked up a reflective driveway marker he found on the side of the road and held it during his walk so motorists could see him on this narrow highway. After another 8 miles or so of walking, a white pickup truck pulled over, and the man inside said, "Come on, I'll offer you a ride." Well, it seemed like a miracle. In a town of 72,000 people, it turns out he was a former coworker from years gone by. He was so happy to have a ride for that final 8-mile stretch, and they had a great time catching up. The man dropped Jones off at his home in Johnson City. So he was living somewhere else, but still had a property there. He was at 7:30 a.m., 12 and a half hours after he had left Boiling Springs. He had walked about 17 miles and hitched a ride for another 10 miles. He took a short nap, washed up, put on an old suit and shoes he found at the house. Then he made his way to his daughter's wedding, filled with relief and gratitude. It all worked out very well, he said, a father of 3 girls. When he walked his eldest daughter down the aisle that day, she had no idea about the turbulent voyage he had taken just to get there. During the reception, he decided to mention his trek in his toast, and he presented his daughter and her husband with the driveway marker he felt protected him during his journey. And this is what he said to them: "I want this to be a remembrance for you to always be a protector of each other." Isn't that beautiful? So the daughter is just floored by what he had endured, but not shocked, because she knew the resolve within her dad. "I was not surprised at all that he would take those measures. He would do whatever it takes, no matter what. I'm so grateful that he was delivered safely. She said a few other guests at her 45-person wedding struggled to get there, but no one's commute was quite as dramatic as her father's. Power was out at the church, so the wedding was held by candlelight. And especially knowing how much devastation there is, this is a quote from the dad, it's wonderful to know there is so much love in this world. And we experienced it this weekend with the wedding. She said, I've always looked up to my father, and he's been my rock and role model. He said, I stayed focused on my daughter during this expedition. I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. I really didn't have any thoughts of not going. I don't think I did anything more than most dads would do on their daughter's wedding day. His daughter said differently. I have a very special dad, she said. This was love put into action. So I agree. That was love put into action. But it was also release at work. Anytime the thought came, I can't do this, I need to give up, this is impossible, came up, he let them go and turned to his goal. I am going to walk my daughter down that aisle. This is an example for us to follow. When things look dicey in the outside world and negative thoughts rush in, we have a choice. We can ask Spirit, help me to release this negativity. Help me to release whatever it is that is holding me back from having my best life. I let go and let God. I choose to focus on the good, on my desires. So when we are up to mud, up to our knees, and we feel stuck, we turn again to the power within, a power stronger than any circumstance. We release and declare the good. It's not complicated. It's a matter of turning again and again and again to the principles we know and using our toolkits. My beloveds, you are made of the power of love, the power of the Christ. There's no need to fear. Remember to release that which no longer serves you and declare the truth. See the light of Christ shining in you and in every part of your life. I behold the greatness, the truth, in each of you. You are divinity operating with a human body. You are magnificent. You are powerful. You are love expressing. So it is.
And now we'll prepare for our meditation with a song. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, oh, oh. Wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Oh, oh, oh. Wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Oh, oh, oh. Wonderful Spirit, pour your peace in me, pour your peace into my heart. Oh, oh, oh. Wonderful Spirit, yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wonderful Spirit.
I'm going to invite you to soften your eyes or close them if you're comfortable. Take in 2 deep breaths and release. And in the stillness of this moment, we ask for guidance on what and how we may let go. We are ready to clear out, eliminate, and give away what we no longer need. We ask in our heart, are we ready to remove physical clutter, the unused items and things we've outgrown? Then we go into the realm of thoughts. Are you willing to release habits, dependencies, unhealthy boundaries, and relationships that are not for our highest good? Are you ready to release any unforgiveness or judgment that tether us to the past? And as we let go and let God, we affirm a vital, positive life in the present. Our experiences in all their variety have led us to the beauty of today. We let go of negative thinking or limited ideas about ourselves and our capabilities. We release doubt and fear. We break free from any feeling of inadequacy or lack and shed the habit of criticizing others or ourselves. As we continue to release what no longer serves me, I make room for delightful circumstances and opportunities. So let's go into the silence and just allow Spirit to be present and speak whatever words you may need or want to hear today. Here we go. invite you to come back to this space. And if you have been releasing or pondering that, I'm going to give us an affirmation to say together to move forward. In letting go, I create space and energy for the new. In letting go, I create space and energy for the new. And so it is. See, we've got ushers coming forward. So let's put our blessing up. If you'd like to hold your blessing in your hands and say, repeat this prayer together or hold it in your consciousness. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. More wonderful music.
Running around fixing this and that, keeping it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out the way. I said get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do its thing. Do its thing. It looks like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All this drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out the way. Get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do its thing. Go Lucy, you do your thing now. The sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working in its finest form. You don't plant a seed, then dig it up to see if it's wrong. Get out the way. I said get out the way. Let's get out the way and let God do its thing. I need some help. Just repeat after me. Get out the way. Get out the way. I said get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do its thing. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. So now let us bless these gifts. We're so grateful for these gifts. We remember that the gift and the giver are one, and we send these gifts forward to expand the love and joy consciousness within this community, in Richmond, and around the world. And let's affirm together, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. So I'd like to acknowledge our prayer chaplains. Please stand. Oh, so we are so blessed with these beings of love and light that are ready to pray with you at the end of the service. Please take every opportunity to do that with them, or you can always put a prayer in our prayer box up here. And you can call the office as well. And let's take a moment to acknowledge people who made everything possible. So we had greeters at our front door. We have Safari and Marcy on duty, our amazing music team. We have Dan and Jody in the back. And we will give a blessing when we do the children's blessing. We'll bless everybody. So we're so grateful for all of this. And let's see. Our children, somebody's out there. Come on in.
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light, as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
All right, good morning, Unity. So we had a wonderful class today. We were able to separate in three. So Ben was with our older group, and Lainey, and Megan had our middle group, and I took the youngers. So thank you to them for their help, and we are on the topic of release as well. So they all read different books, but same premise. So thank you.
Ready for our blessing? Yeah. Okay, let's bless our children, our teachers, and everyone working today. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. And let's stand for our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.